time is 12:28 a.m. and the date today is the 24th of June 2020. You see black people. The one reason why we are unsuccessful as a community, as a group, as a society is because we're lacking one understanding. We're lacking just one understanding. What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? We've lost that understanding. And let me explain what I mean by that. If you look in the dictionary tells you what the meaning of life is. Life is the combination of earth, water, air, and sun. If anything is to be considered to have life, it needs to combine these four things, and it needs to have the capacity and capability for growth. So trees have life, dogs have life, cats have life, humans have life. And how do you prove this? They grow and they connect the four elements. That's life. That is life. So, what don't black people understand about this simple factor? Black people were made to think you need money to have life. And they base their judgment of life on money. If you don't have money, you don't have life. So now we have to understand, what is money? In other words, money is currency. What is currency? Currency is something you use to exchange for something. You use currency to tap into someone's. So I've got something. You need something to channel to if you need what I've got, to channel to get to that thing. That's why the word is called currency. The word current is to do with energies. Even if it's money I've got and you want to access that money, you have to bring some form of currency. Something that's beneficial to me. Now we all decided that money will be something that will be beneficial to everyone. So that became the common form of currency. But watch this. When a man goes to a prostitute, they both receive and they both give currency. The man gives money as a form of currency for the currency which was given by the man, by the woman, in the form of sex. So currency is not necessarily money. So how do black people overcome their fear of money? They have to also understand that the paper you call money. So for example, the 100 cedi note, the 200 cedi note, it is actually worthless. It has no value. This is the truth of the matter. Money has no value. Money is just like the paper you write on. But what makes it special than the paper you write on? It is a very simple fact. As a group, as a nation, as a society, you have decided that there are certain principles within paper printing. And these certain principles within paper printing, only the leaders of your society are allowed to use it. Thus, when you have it, it means your leaders have money stored for you. But the money is in the form of gold, which backs the currency of paper. So the paper you have is worthless if your leaders do not have gold in their safe for your nation, which the money you have in your pocket reflects that you have a portion of that. So when your leaders don't have it, so for example, I'll give you a good example. In Venezuela, a few years back, the Venezuelan dollar was worth absolutely nothing. It was so worthless that you could make a handbag with the actual money and then sell the handbag but for another type of currency, because that currency was worthless. But get this, you see Venezuela, they had gold. So what was the problem? England was holding on to it. So they never had it to prove they can give it. So their money, their paper, didn't have any weight on it. So it lost the value that it had accrued because of the gold they had accrued. So what is the problem? If gold, diamond, bauxite, and all these things are the backing of the paper money, so what is it Africans don't understand? Because get this, the world is technological now. The world is connected, high speed, everything. Money is going into technology. But get this, none of it is possible without coltan. And Africa as a whole holds more than 73% of the world's natural reserves of coltan. So it means if technology is going up, then the resources needed to build technology, it means Africa sits at a distribution point that makes Africa wealthy. It means Africa, every currency in Africa has a backing. If Africa had one currency, they have 73% of the world's coltan resources as a backing to make their currency the strongest. Why? Because there is no place on this planet that doesn't need them. That's besides the gold, diamond, timber, cocoa, food, precious land, everything. That's besides all that. So what is it Africans don't understand about the game? Because get this, England, the land called England, they find it hard to find tin. Tin, believe it or not, tin is a precious metal. At one stage, before we found other things, tin was very precious. But get this, they find it hard to find that, let alone diamond, gold, bauxite, or coltan and timber and all this and all that. Even Christmas trees are brought in from Norway. But how come they have more backing for their currency than Africa as a whole? What is it Africans don't get? You know what it is? I realize what it is. It's not that Africans don't get anything. It's that Africans don't want to get anything. Why? Africans have been conditioned. Listen, people think I don't believe in God because of the way I talk about God. But that's because you see, God, He's a very honest God. And if you're honest about Him, those that are really looking for Him would understand you. Listen, at one stage, Africans believed in something. And at one stage, someone came and said, believe in this. But the fact is, history, his story, your story, when you put them together, says it wasn't a friendly thing where Mammon came and said, this is good for you, and you saw the goodness in it, and and you took it. No, it was take it or lose an arm in Belgium. In Congo by the Belgians. It's exterminations in Namibia by the Germans. Is looting and burning and killing and raping by the English in West Africa, in Ghana. And the book they brought, it says that if you find yourself as a slave, do not attempt to become enslaved unless the God they brought enslaves you. Honor your master. Don't try and wake up and kill him in the middle of the night so you can be free. If your master rapes you, still pray for him. Don't try and defend yourself so you can have some honor. And look forward to this God who looks like us, who is like us, who is from where we're from. He will comfort you and deliver you. A few years down the line, same people, only slightly darker, bring another one. And in that one, it says, you the black man, you're a slave. Be subservient to your master. Obey your master. And to the master it says, kill the men. Castrate the little boys. Rape the women. Do as you wish with them. It is not a sin to kill a black person as an Arab. And as an Arab Muslim. It is not a sin. It is not a sin. This is in the Quran to rape. Basically, it even tells you that the slave girl is to give your honored missus a break. So when your missus doesn't want it as an Arab man, you have no right to hit her. That's why you have access to slaves. So, let's talk about God. Let's talk about God for 1 second. God is logic. So let's see logic. Picasso painted the Mona Lisa. He felt like a god because in that aspect, he was a creationist. A creationist. But Picasso could not outlive the Mona Lisa. And the Mona Lisa could not stand the aging of time. So you see Picasso's brush strokes. They are no longer 100% of the picture you see. Restoration. It means Picasso is not God. Why? His creation does not have the capacity and capability for growth. In fact, the moment he said, I'm done, it started to wear. You see, he's not God. So when he creates, there's death involved in the equation. But watch this. When God creates, not involved in the equation unless we bring death into the equation. Understand this. The tree, it stands there alive. You go and you cut it. But by cutting the tree, you haven't killed it. Death is still not involved in the equation. You needed the tree. Tree understands it's there for your use. So watch this. When you cut it, tree will just germinate again. Tree didn't die. Tree received a new lease of life. Death is not involved in the equation. If you want death to be involved in the equation, you uproot tree. You uproot tree. Once the roots of tree no longer connect to Mother Earth, where it gets its nourishment and its life and its connection to the bigger self from, then you have brought death into the equation. Human beings, it is the same. If you live your life, an honest life, you don't hurt anybody, you look after your body, you will wither and fall to sleep. When people find your body, you will have a smile on your face, because death didn't come for you, but you were at that point and you simply left the physical body. You levitated out of your physical body. You left the physical shell. And before you left, because you knew what you was doing, your last act was your smile. And you carrying your journey. Death is not involved in the equation. We, the people who are alive, may see you as dead. But why are you dead? You lived your life. You had a peaceful life. You regenerated yourself. You've seen everything there is to see. Everyone knew you was happy. Even the day before the last they saw you, you are just a happy person. And when they found you, you, just like your character, were still happy. You're not dead. But when you live your life in fear because of the wrongdoings you've done to others, and someone pops you, someone brought death to you, death is involved in your equation, but it's as a result of your actions. We will know you didn't die a peaceful death. Your soul can't carry on. It needs answers. It wasn't time. But because of your acts and your actions, you brought time closer. Sometimes it is not even because of what you did. You could be caught out. But get this. Sometimes it's because you didn't read the signs. If you're not connected, you will miss many signs that tells you, don't go there. Don't go there. So, why would a creationist? Because get this, whatever the Quran tells you, a man wrote it and said God said. Whatever the Bible tells you, men wrote it and said God said. But what has God really said? In Hebrews Hebrew Archaeology T993. We had a belief before the white man came to give us their belief. Like I said before, they didn't come peacefully. They came killing. My people, we believe in life. And Kwaku. And Kwaku. Life. And we believe that the last thing, Nyame is the omnipotent sky god, omnipotent being. No one's ever seen him. But we know he's there because he gave us Asasiya, earth, Esio, water, and Frama, air, area, sun. And he put these four combinations to make Onipaba, the Son of Man. Onipaba, the Son of Man. And once he made Onipaba, he made two. Bibi ni, bro ni, and the third kind. Idria ni, tree ni, bibi ni, black human. Ni, bro ni, white human. Ni, idria ni, tree human. And get this, the Bible says, Jesus Christ said that you see him, he is the living water, one pillar of life. He is the living air or air, sun, and sustenance, food. He is life. Understand this, I was telling a friend today. If it is true that a man came to die to save everyone's sin, then understand this. Hebrew Archaeology T993 recognizes the tree as a man. And anyway, because the word life describes tree as a living being in the same category as human life, it means it supports this argument. But get this. Like I said, when you cut a tree to use it, you haven't killed the tree. Death is not involved in the equation. But guess what the Bible says about Jesus Christ? It says that when the soldiers came for him and Judas kissed him on the cheek, Peter ran and cut off the ear of one of the guys and said, run. So they could have, if Jesus wanted, they could have done some pa and splurged. But the Bible says they didn't do that. Instead, Jesus picked up the ear, put it back, told Peter to chill, and went with them. You see, Jesus, when my people went to give him a name, because they had a truth before the truth of Jesus came, but they didn't want their people to lose the truth. So they told them that in our language, we're going to call this guy, Jesus, Ewurade. Listen carefully. Ewurade. So, keep that in your head. I'm going to go back. The tree. When you cut the tree, you're not killing the tree. The tree, although it's a human, it fully understands that it has many forms and many ways to grow, and that it was sent here to die for you, to give you sustenance. So even when you uproot a tree from the ground to kill it completely, as long as you were doing it to ascertain all its natural goodness, it means that tree has made the ultimate sacrifice. But that tree in you will be resurrected in life. Why? Because scientifically, the physical you I see, you are only 20% of the food you eat, earth. So everything you eat is what I see before me. If you don't eat, you will wither as a baby and die. But when you keep eating, everything you eat adds its enzymes and builds your cells. So the trees before you that you access, that's who I see as one. So yes, the tree doesn't fight me because it was sent here to die for me, to give me life. So what does Ewurade mean? Owu ade. Ewu ade. What does that mean? Death's medication. When a baby is born, death wants to catch that baby straight away. The first medication is the mother's breast milk. But what is the mother's breast milk made of? A healthy mother would have just pure veg and herbs, and they will make up her milk, and that will have everything the baby needs. But what is a combination of all that? Herbs. In Wura, that's what we call herbs and vegetation. In Wura, Ewurade. In Wura, Ewurade. So when the first Ewurade is given to the baby, Ewurade was killed, fed to a baby, and then he revived in life within the baby, within you. And I told my friend, that's why the Bible tells you that Jesus Christ didn't stop his death. Because you see, the day vegetation grows arms and starts to fight back, like lions would fight back if we wanted to eat lions. Can you see where the problem will begin? If vegetation physically started fighting back, if trees started fighting back, if herbs started saying, fuck it. Imagine you plant a seed of corn, you come back and the corn is ready to fight you. The fuck? But the corn understands. He is Ewurade. He understands. He is a coming together of earth, water, air, and sun. He is a coming together of life. But his life is there for you, to die for you. So when you go to cut down the tree and someone runs and cuts your ear and says, don't touch that tree. But get this, if that tree is medicinal and is given to you, it may help to heal the wound that was made on its behalf. What don't Africans understand about this game? It's not about money. It's about power. Listen, all it is that science has told you the truth. But Africans won't listen. If I told you I knew the truth and I can explain the truth. Why? Because there is a God. And he showed me the truth. But the funny thing is, the truth ain't some spiritual no. It's fact. It's fact. And the Bible even tells you the secret. It tells you, even in this life, you shouldn't live in the physical. you should still live in the spiritual. Meaning, there's a lot to be understood. If one understood. But get this. I'm coming to something because I believe I found an avenue. To reach all of you. You see, a few months back, I was out and I met a group of people and they were having a conversation and I happened to know one out of the group. So I went and said hello to him. And then he remembered one time that me and him were having a discussion and he remembered my views and he brought me into the conversation. I listened to the conversation. I'm not going to go into it, but watch. I listened to the conversation and at some point, I decided, it was a good time to interject what I believe, what I know. After about an hour later, people were saying, right, no, the problem with you is Ghanaian radio stations would not want you to talk about these things on their radio station because it's the truth. They like the confusion, so they will ignore you. Ghanaian TV stations would not like you. They were saying this and I told them, don't worry, I know that already. So I haven't really made any attempts. I'm just trying to find other avenues to, find my own way. And one of them said to me, I will speak to a few people for you and see. I said, okay, but I'm not really looking, so don't worry. He said, okay. And as I was about to leave, a young one followed me and he pulled me to the side and he said, bro, you know what? Everything you're saying here, even though my English is not 100%, but I understood everything. And I genuinely believe that you should be on the radio, that you should be on TV, that people should hear this. But I got a problem. And this is me. What? And listen, I know a man who can help you. But I don't want him to know it's me who said. And this is me. Then how is he gonna help me if he doesn't know? Because if I call him, he won't answer. And this is him, I know. But I got his private number. I mean, I can give you his office number and you can call and go through this and go through that. But you, I want you to speak to this guy, but I wouldn't know how to explain you to him. And this is me, so how's this gonna work? And then, because the way he was saying it, I didn't want to tell him that I don't want to try. And he says, listen, his name is Abeiku Santana. Abeiku Santana. And he started telling me about this guy, how he knows this guy. And he says, wow, listen, forget his radio station, forget his TV shows, forget everything. He says, listen, on a level, on a human level, no way. I'm not gonna go into it. But get this, he said, no way. He kept going. So I asked him, so what's that got to do with everything? And he says, listen, one day, somehow you're gonna end up on TV and you're gonna end up on radio. And you're gonna end up where you're gonna end up. But, I love this guy so much and he's done so much for me. And there's nothing I can ever do to repay him. Even if I wanted to. Because there's nothing he needs. But, But if you contact him, you speak to him, you end up befriending him, and you two end up doing something, I will genuinely feel that for everything this guy's done for me, that I've been able to do something too for him. I believe, this is his words, I believe you need to speak to him and he needs to have you. But I don't know why, but I can't tell him it's me. And I said, okay, bro, you know what, let me think about it. Because I've not really been looking for radio stations to go to, because I don't even want to make myself into anything, because I'm not chasing, yeah, so I was honest, I'm not chasing stardom or anything like that. So this might I know, but please, this is okay, cool. So it's been about 2 months. It's been about 2 months. And I even kind of forgot about it. And then 3 days ago, he texted me. And I said, oh, you know, bro, I'm gonna go to that place where I met you the last time, so link me there. When I got there, he said, oh, bro, please, I'm begging you. And he's like, oh no, I'll do it. Listen, please, I'm begging you. Because the reason being, yeah, I know you're doing your own thing. And I know someone's gonna obviously pick you up. But get this, he deserves you because he's a good guy. Please. Because the last time he told me that, 2 months ago, he was offering me the number so I can call straight away. But I didn't know what to say or what I was gonna say. And I wasn't really interested. So I just said, alright, cool. This time around, the guy's like, please, please, please. So I took the number. Yesterday, he called me. Today, he's called me. And I'm like, yo, okay, you know what? I need to contact Abeiku Santanas. I need to tell him he is loved. He's loved. And I need to ask him to just give me a little time. But I will need a projector that's able to carry slides. I will need a projector that will be able to give me access to demonstrate things, to show things. We will need a lecture room. So it will be whatever he wants it to be, but it will be a lecture room. And let's invite not the old people. No. For the first one, let's pick however many universities in Ghana. Let's find the biggest hall. Where we can do social distance around. Because the final year students are back. And then let's sit there in a lecture room. Give me 1 hour. But if after the 1 hour you don't tell me to stop, I will carry on like I haven't seen 1 hour until you say enough. He called me about an hour ago. And that's what I said, because I don't know what to tell him. Because I wasn't really like You understand what I'm saying? I'm not really. Yeah, because get this, I listened to today. I was listening to some guy called Power Man, Fireman, something like that. Some guy with some dark t-shirt, with some glasses, with some dreadlocks, and it sounds like he's talking a lot of sense. But get this, I can see partisanship within his talk. We all know Ghana's broken. And we all know this party didn't break it. And we all know this party ain't gonna fix it. And we all know the last party didn't break it. But we all know the last party didn't fix it neither. So it's the same merry-go-round. So whatever you say now, it doesn't really matter. When you was a baby, it was the same, and it's still the same now. Everything you're saying now is about taking sides. Because none of the sides ever do any better. It's not about the politics. It's not about the politics. Do you see what I mean? So, and a lot of things like, for example, then imagine if I was looking to go on the TV. There's a show on Katanga TV. It's got this guy called Ibrahim Ibad or something like that. Yeah, Alhaji Ibrahim Ibad. This guy is a promoter of Sharia law. This guy is you understand what I'm saying? Listen, Ghana has too many problems to add the problem of what you call it, an ideology that is one-sided. When Ghana is full of many traditions, including the two that were introduced. Do you see what I mean? Well, and I just believe that the Ghanaian TV is biased. Ghanaian radio is biased. That's what I was trying to explain to my boy. But he's saying that I should just trust this guy. That as a personal human being, he's not like that. He is a searcher of the truth and this and that and that and this and that and that. And I was like, if that's the case, then let me tell him who you are so he will take me more serious. He said, please, just do it for me. Please. I said, alright, cool. I told him I'll do a little research. So I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna go do the research because I wasn't really going to because I'm not ready for that, but I'm gonna do the research now and then I'm gonna give him a shout. And then once I'm fully confident with my research, I'll go ahead and do what's next. Alright. Later. Abeiku Santanas. Okay.